Hello students, in this session we will discuss diseases caused by roundworms and fungi. Let us start with the first one, Ascaris. The Ascaris is caused by a common roundworm called Ascaris lumbricoid. It is an endoparasite of the small intestine of human beings, but also infects pigs and cattle. The life cycle. When you talk about Ascaris lumbricoidus, the life cycle completes in only one host, that is human beings. That's why it is a monogenetic type of life cycles. Human beings are only host and definitive host and involve only one host. That's why it is called monogenetic type of life cycles. The roundworms are present in the gastrointestinal tract and fecal matter. There is a clear sexual dimorphism in case of Ascaris lumbricoidus. And you remember one thing, it mainly infects small intestine. The degree of infection largely depend on the number of worms. The presence of only few worms generally has no effect on host health. When large number of adult Ascaris are present in a single host, they obstruct intestinal passage, thereby causes abdominal passage blockage that results in colic pains. The patient also suffer from diarrhea, impaired digestion, indigestion, vomiting, etc. In children, Ascaris lumbricoidus is common because they have a habit of eating soil. Let us start. The female produces a large number of fertilized eggs, and these fertilized eggs are released out from the host body through fecal matter. You believe it or not, around 2 lakhs eggs are laid by a single female per day. If unsanitary conditions are maintained in the soil mixes with the fecus, and these eggs are present in a moist or warm shaded soil, when such infected eggs are ingested by host through vegetable, through soil, the cyst enters into the small intestine, hatch in the small intestine, and causes ascarisis. So this is chronic ascarisis cases. This leads to intestinal blockage. Sometimes the worms which comes out of the nose or mouth, it depends on the degree of infections. Symptoms: abdominal pain, vomiting, fever, live worms in the stomach, and abdominal distillation, internal bleeding are the symptoms. Next, we'll move on to the next disorder, that is filariasis. And filariasis caused by filarial worms, which are commonly called Wuchereria bancrofti or Wuchereria malaria. So vector is Culex fatigan mosquito, Aedes aegypti mosquito. They are the vectors. They are the responsible for carrying the infective worms from infected person to the normal person. That means the filarial worms completes life cycle in 2 hosts. The primary host is man, secondary host is mosquito. That's why it is a digenetic type of life cycle. So when you look at the life cycle, of filarial worms. The adult male and female worms live in the lymphatic vessels and lymphatic glands of humans. The worms are viviparous, that means they give birth to the young ones, and the young worms are commonly called microfilaria. Microfilaria. So during daytime, these microfilaria are present in the deep blood vessels. At the night time, they migrate to the superficial blood vessels of the skin and sucked by Culex vatican mosquitoes. So gut, then thoracic muscles, they develop into larvae, adult worm, infective worms. Upon taking another meal, these larvae are released into the dermis of skin. When infected mosquito bites a human host, larvae escape from the into the skin. They enter blood via puncture hole left by mosquito and infect the new host. So after 1 year, the larvae mature into adult worms residing in the lymphatic vessels of host host and they start to infect lymphatic vessels and lymphatic system. So when they start to infect lymphatic vessels, symptoms appears. So symptoms, so inflammation to the lymphatic vessels, lymph nodes. As a result of this, enormous swelling of body parts takes place, such as legs, arms. Swelling is due to blockage of lymph nodes, and this causes, that's why it's called elephantiasis. Recurrent infections lead to browny edema with hardening of tissues, redundant skin folds, cracks, fissures, skin. Then, okay. So these are the symptoms of filariasis. Okay. Preventive measures: awareness of infectious diseases through media, newspaper, mode of transmission, prevention, okay, mode of transmission, and preventive measures. So, health practices like public hygiene, personal hygiene, okay, regular exercise, frequently drinking or consuming fluid material, and introducing gambusia fish into the water bodies, stagnant water bodies, so that we can prevent the transmission or mosquito population. By this way, we can prevent some of these, okay, vector-borne diseases. Next, we'll move on to the next disorder, which is caused by fungi, which is commonly known as dermatophytosis or ringworm. So, ringworm is caused by fungal infection of skin in humans, pets such as cats, dogs, sheep, etc. Ringworm is a mesonomer. It is caused by fungi, not by parasitic worms. Medical term, teniates. The fungi, dermatophytes causing parasitic infection, feeds on keratin found on the stratum corneum, hair, nails, etc. The fungi dermatophytes thrive on skin that warms and moist, maybe also survive outside the hair shafts. In pets, fungus survive in the skin, outer surface of the hairs. So dermatophytes of the genera belonging to Trichophyton, Microsporum, and epidermophyton are the most common causative agents for ringworm symptoms. So infections on the body gives rise to enlarged, raised red rings of ringworms. Infections on the feet gives rise to athlete's foot. Infections on the hand gives rise to tinea mania. Infections on the nails called onychomycosis. Nails thicken, discolor, crumble and fall off. Infections on the scalp is called tinea capitis, and infections on the beard called tinea pedis, barber's itch. So infections on the garum is called tinea cutis, dog itch. So prevention, avoiding sharing cloths, sports equipment, towels, bed sheets, washing clothes in a hot water with a fungicidal soap. After suspected exposure to ringworm, avoid walking barefooted, wear appropriate protective footwears. So these are the preventive measures of ringworms or dermatophytosis. This completes fungal and helminthic diseases. In the next session, we'll start with the immune system. Thank you.